Hi guys, it's Kimberly here, back with the Illumined Guru and the Twin Flame family. And I wanted to bring you a message about how to harness your inner power. And I thought a good name for this video would be called The Power Struggle. So I have a dry erase board here. I'm going to be making notes while I talk, and then I'm going to hold it up at the end so you can kind of get a snapshot of what we've been talking about. I know that some of you are visual learners, and I get it because I am too. So how do we harness our inner power? Well, let's look at what we typically do when we swing from one polarity to the other, because that's essentially what's happening when we're out of power. So it's either that we're swinging from an out of balance masculine energy to an out of balance feminine energy. And when we're in our power, we are aligned in the center. We're lining up with source, we're lining up with self, and we're harnessing our imbalance, natural, innate, organic, divine feminine, and or divine masculine power, okay? Now, so many of you have asked me, like, does it matter if I express more feminine or masculine? And I think it doesn't matter what's more predominant, whether you're in a female body and you're expressing more masculine, or you're a masculine male body and you're predominantly expressing more feminine energy. But the question to ask yourself, is that innately you? Is that your truth? Is that real? Or has that been built up through years of programming, defense, fear? Is that stemming from low vibrational beliefs or behaviors, thoughts? Because most of the time we don't know what is in alignment with our true self. This is a process of self-discovery. And this is what I work with you on in our soul coaching and our harnessing the divine feminine, divine masculine power sessions. We're working on helping you rediscover your truth and shed those old beliefs that are not serving you any longer, that often stem from your core wounds. So if we say that to be in your power or harnessing your power, that means you're expressing your divine feminine in its truth, your divine masculine in its authenticity. And you're harnessing that power, like I said, in alignment with source energy, in alignment with self and truth, and through your solar plexus. You're aligned, let's say. Okay, so when we're feeling out of control, let's say we're trying to control others to get our needs met, that is often the way we're expressing an out of balance masculine energy. So we take some of the masculine traits and we look at them in an unhealthy balance. Oftentimes we'll see force, manipulation, control as those otherwise healthy traits that have gone, let's say, haywire. Okay, so like if the masculine is an action taker, if he is a decision maker, action taker, initiator, that's healthy balance. But unhealthy would be controlling, manipulating, forcing, right? So oftentimes, doesn't matter whether we're in a female or male body, we feel out of control because we're not connected to ourself. We're not connected to source. We're not connected to our inner truth. We don't even know what that is. There's been so many years of programming, whether we're protecting ourselves or like having to be in warrior mode for survival, or whether we're trying to prove ourselves, or we're afraid, simply afraid. It's usually fear. We're afraid we're going to get hurt, or we're afraid we're not going to get our needs met. So we go to that extreme, and that's where we're trying to control the external environment. We're trying to control what happens. We're trying to control the other person, right? Twin flames, we know that this dynamic's about surrender, but it's such a hard lesson for us to learn how to not push that outward energy to the external environment or to the other person to try to get what we need, okay? Because in reality, everything we need is within us. And when we line up with ourselves, we can manifest anything, we can create anything, we can stay in our power so that we're not going to be hurt. So it's not like putting up a protective wall. It's like standing in your power, and nothing can touch you. Nothing can hurt you. So let's just say that all the way over here is that control. Actually, I'm going to say over here because I'm looking at my dry erase board. When I turn it around to you guys, it's going to be confusing. So let's say over here is this control factor. This out of control, needing to control the outward environment, needing to know what's going to happen, needing to manipulate others to get what you need, needing the answer, wanting the answer from the other person, needing to put up the walls or the barriers to protect yourself. It's those external actions. It's those things that we're doing, saying, when we're rearranging like the chess pieces, right? We're trying to control things. So that's one way. Now, another way when we're not aligned with ourself and with source, with center, we are out of control in another way. And that can be very much where we're very inward. And that can be doormat, submissive, not speaking up our true needs. And this to me is a feminine. This is a feminine quality that is all the way tuned down. It's like a feminine who's totally imbalanced or out of her power. And that would be, so if the normal healthy qualities of the feminine are speaking her truth, right? Speaking her truth is a big one. Following her intuition, right? Standing her ground and, speaking up for what resonates with her. Adhering to her morals, values, and integrity, and her regality, and her everything that's in alignment with her values and morals. So what happens when we go out of control, we get very inward. We're not speaking up. We're not, and this can even also be in a weird way, it can be speaking up but begging. Okay, like begging, like not wanting to do things yourself. Like being out of your power so much that you're expecting others to do it, or you're needing, oh, please do this. Oh, please like me. Oh, please. It's that submissive sort of begging. That can be an aspect of it. It can be just very doormat, like I've said. It can be very just putting your needs aside. This has been a big one coming up in private session with my clients, putting your needs aside. Well, hello, if you put your own needs aside to put someone else's first, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled. And you're going to give away your power. And then you're going to feel like the other person took it from you. But they didn't, because you gave it away. So this is about speaking our truth. This is about getting back into lining up with what's in alignment for us. It's not letting someone else take us for the ride, okay? And it's not expecting them to either. It's not letting someone else have control. It's not expecting them to. It's saying, getting back in alignment, back into the center part, right? That I am in control. I'm in my power. I create how this is going to go, whatever the situation. I create my safety around me. I don't have to put up walls and defense and push away or resist or manipulate or control to get what I want. I don't have to dim myself down or dumb myself down. I don't have to go at someone else's pace or let someone else control the ship. If it's not in alignment with my values, then I'm going against myself. Then I'm not speaking my truth. Then I'm kind of living in the shadow of someone else and giving away my power. So you're either controlling or you're giving away your power by being inward, right? External control, more inward, more submissive. These two extremes are completely out of balance. And most of us oscillate between the two all of the time. In relationships, in work dynamics, think about it. Think about your life and that pendulum. Think about times where you felt out of control or if someone was taking advantage of you. Were you speaking your truth? Were you speaking up? Were you in alignment with your values? Were you putting yourself first? Did you have enough self-love to align in that way? Think about other times when you tried to control a situation, right? Not getting the outcome you decided to, that you wanted, and you decided to try to control it. It's these things that, like I said, it's going to be like a swing, a pendulum. You're going from one polarity out of balance to another polarity out of balance, okay? So this is not harnessing our authentic divine feminine, divine masculine power, okay? So now I'm going to start writing a little bit as we talk about this a little more. So how can we align in our power center? What does that mean? That means getting clear on our truth, okay? That means lining up with our values and integrity. That means, on the other side of this, it's trusting our inner knowing. Okay. This is also, like we can say, intuition. Putting I would say self-love is paramount. And saying, okay, we have to start with in here first. This connection to ourselves, to our truth. So if we're not clear on what that truth is, we can't then speak it, right? And if that truth is hidden behind fear, right? It's like fear, defense, anger, manipulation. If it's hidden behind any of those things, we won't see the truth. And if we're not in alignment with our morals, our integrity, our values, we can't, like I said, speak the truth, right? So the key to all of this is getting in alignment with ourselves. It's rediscovering our truth. And there's only one way to do this. So what's the golden ticket? What's that answer? How do you rediscover your truth? How do you start to reprogram? Put yourself first. Line up with your integrity. How do you start to feel safe within yourself? Like not putting your safety in others' hands. So that way you don't have to protect yourself from them, nor do you have to let them control things. And when I say control, I don't mean like when I call this the power struggle, it's not about giving your power to someone else or letting someone else control it. It's more about that you can find a very symbiotic, harmonious dance with power, control, give, take, all of that when you're always in alignment. When you're always in alignment, no one can take anything away from you. Nor are you going to injure or hurt another person because you're manipulating them. So how do we get in alignment? I'm going to say it's a process of rediscovery. And it's about what we value. So here's what I want you to do. So if you're going to actually, if this is resonating for you and you want to work on this at home, I want you to do 2 or 3 lists or things that you can write down in a journal. So you can write down, I want you to write down, what are your values? What are your morals? How do you expect to be treated? Okay. And let's just take our ego out of it and go, okay, well, I expect others to listen to me the way that I listen to them. I expect others to want to, I expect to hold others' attention. I expect consideration. I expect in a relationship, someone to be reciprocative. I expect. So you can kind of write down how you desire to be treated. And then also maybe make a list of like your morals and values. What's right and wrong to you? What are good qualities versus not so good qualities. And make sure these are core things, not like we're not looking at like looks and vanity. We're looking at aspects of self, of character. And then I want you to also make a whole separate list of things you like to do, things that bring you back to you, things that are enjoyable to you, things that will help you reconnect to your true self. Because this all goes hand in hand, even though you're like, wait, hold on a second. I'm making a list of my morals and my values and how I expect to be treated by others. But then you want me to make a list of something that I enjoy doing, like, I don't know, hiking or horseback riding or coloring or, I don't know, like stuff like that. Yep, that's what I want you to do. Here's the thing. The more time you spend aligning with the activities and the things that you enjoy doing, the more you're going to get connected and in alignment with source and self, especially if those activities are creative or meditative, if you're walking out in nature, if you're doing something creative, if you're, like I said, physically creating something or drawing or artistic or cooking or anything like that. Or maybe it's just something that you get caught in the now in, that you're just in the fun of it, in the moment of it. Or it might bring you closer to nature, animals, and that's like where you're really going to connect with source energy, and you're going to be able to hear yourself, not your fears, not all those low vibrational thoughts or old patterns and old thinking. You're going to hear your inner truth. So it's through those activities that you are starting to uncover the truth within yourself and the pieces of yourself. And when we do that while we're redefining how we'd like others to treat us, what is important to us, what our values are, what our morals are, and remembering, wow, I really love this. I really feel good doing this. Wow, why don't I command more respect for myself? Why don't I need to line up? I need to bring this joyful part of myself who's feeling good and in alignment and everything and bring it over here. So that when the situation calls for me to stand my ground or get in alignment or be guided by my inner compass, my inner knowing, my intuition, I won't waver. I will put myself first. I won't have to beg. I won't have to bow down. I won't have to control or manipulate. And guess what? If I don't feel safe with someone, I don't have to put up defenses either. You're just going to create something that you're going to grow within by connecting to your true self that is so organic and it is so strong and powerful from the inside out that it's not on anyone else anymore. It's only on you. And when I say on you, I mean it's your responsibility. Okay? You own it. You own your safety. You own your power to create and manifest. You own all of these things. So why give away your power? And why force it on someone, right? And this is part of self-love. This is a part of connecting with our divine truth and harnessing our inner power. So if you want more assistance with this, or you're desiring to work with me in private session, I can help you dig into this specifically as it relates to you, uncover some of those old beliefs or those old patterns that you're doing that are keeping you out of your power. And we can change this. And it's the number one thing is the awareness. Once you have the awareness, and you start to rebuild and rediscover and do things that you love and love yourself and line up with your values and integrity and morals, you are already starting to harness a new power. And this is change that can happen in a matter of days, weeks, months. It's very transformative. Okay? So I'm gonna hold up the board and kind of show it to you guys again. We talked about the power struggle, right? We're just talking about external control, fear, defense, anger, manipulation, right? And then we're talking about how do we harness our inner power? Well, that's getting in alignment. That's that center where energy is going out and down and through us, and we're connected through our solar plexus. Heart chakra is open, right? And we're in alignment. And this is the other way, when we're sort of out of control and everything's going inward. And where we're the doormat, submissive, not speaking our truth. And so the things that we need to do to step into alignment are the trusting our inner knowing. The self-love is paramount, right? This is really, really about getting clear on our divine truth, on our truth, who we are authentically. Lining up with your values and morals and your integrity. That's huge. That's a huge piece of this, of maintaining harnessing your inner power. And then to recap, the last piece of this is, the process of rediscovery, right? And that process of rediscovery is something that can be fun and enjoyable. So I'm going to leave you with this. And like I said, if you're interested in working with me in a soul coaching or in a capacity in which we help you harness your inner divine power, all those services are on my website. Check it out. It's the illuminedguru.com. You can go to Illumined Guru or theilluminedguru.com and just click on book a session. And yeah, and I hope to work with you all, and I hope that was helpful for many of you. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.